Well, it was a cold day in Bills country today, and Vin, why don't you tell us how we sucked today?
Well, we lost again. We couldn't find a way to win. They got our hopes up with 10 minutes left. It was 20-20 in the fourth quarter.
Kept us watching.
You know, it's been our history forever. Whenever we have losing seasons, we're always close. We're always saying, "Oh, if this would have happened, this could have happened, we would have won." But that's what it is. I think EJ didn't look like the better quarterback today out of the rookies.
That's for sure, and he didn't look. He looked afraid, and he looked confused. And those lofty rainbows he was throwing to the lines crew, refs in the sidelines, it wasn't too good.
4th and 7, and he throws it out of bounds where nobody can catch it.
You know, I don't know. I know that the Jets' defense is still good. They've lost some players. Revis didn't even matter. Makes no difference. I can almost see why they traded him away instead of putting up with his bullshit and all that. But we didn't look good. And this wasn't one of those games where, if we just, this would have happened, that. We lost the whole game. It looked, if you just read the stats, you'd feel a lot better about the Bills. But if you sat there and watched the game like, I don't know, the rest of the 2 million people that live in Erie County did, then well, I think you're probably pretty disappointed in what you saw.
Well, yeah, it felt like, maybe they could pull it out, or they tied the game at the end. But all the way through the game, you just felt like they were going to lose. You never really thought they were in the game. They were just not doing the right things. I don't know. He doesn't seem to, every once in a while he throws great passes. He threw a couple nice passes to the tight end. He got that one touchdown to the tight end. Even at the end of the game, he threw that kind of angle out of bounds to the tight end. That was a very nicely touched throw. But anything long, he throws up like Dennis Shaw. Remember Dennis Shaw? Throws big rainbows that nobody can catch, except for maybe the defender.
Well, luckily no defenders did catch any of the balls, but that didn't help us anyway. But, it was a tough sledding. I feel like we went out there with the wrong mindset, the wrong strategy. We tried to run the ball. We're doing this read option. Now, the commentators said it. They said, it doesn't work if EJ doesn't try to run it. He did do it once. But what I'm thinking is, especially a team against the Jets that's great against the run and good overall defense, you cannot, 1 second in the backfield, you can't be dancing, especially with a running back who, if he is dancing, he's already done. CJ needs to hit the hole right away, and that was a mistake.
Some of the play calling is brutal. I mean, we call it 2nd and 1 because I want him to throw it long. 2nd and 2, they're throwing it. I mean, it's like they're fighting for 1 yard to get that first down. When in the defense, the Jets put 10 guys on the line. They do the same thing since Fitzpatrick. And they force you to try to throw the ball, and they take away the run. You need to just have some in motion, down the field throws just to back them off a little bit.
Should have came out firing. Should have just came out throwing. Should have almost started the game like you were losing because, I guess maybe people would say, that you go into the game thinking that you're losing. That's not a good idea. But in this instance, you have to figure that you have to get anything you can because defense isn't going to let up.
I mean, against the Patriots, they said there's 5 minutes left. We're going to go to the no huddle. We want to score. And then they threw a ball 3 yards to the tight end on 3rd down. You throw the ball down the field. None of all these running out, stopping 10 yards and turning around against the Jets plays right into their hands.
Terrible. And, that was the offensive side of the ball, and it pretty much says everything right there. Not going for that first down. Not attacking any of their weaknesses. Now, I guess there are 2 corners, Wilson, who ended up getting pissed off and getting a bunch of flags on him. Number 20, and then Cromrarty. He
played a good game.
He plays a good game, but those 2 guys are good, but you have to attack their weaknesses. And their weakness, unfortunately, isn't trying to run a stutter step up the middle or throw a 1-yard pass.
No, you play right into them by handing the ball into the line.
More tight end would have been good. They did try it a bunch. I mean, it did work, but they could have done some more of that.
Where's our fullback? Let our fullback come in and take somebody's head off a couple of times.
Well, yeah, right. Where was he? Because you know what? He played pretty good last week. And
we need a fullback to block for these guys. Come in and just hammer them.
Well, especially against this team. This is one of the things I don't like about this. I do like Marone so far. I mean, it's going okay. Our team, we shouldn't be in the Super Bowl. I mean, I know I want us to win every game, but you knew coming in, we are still a young team and all those sort of things. There's some things lacking. However, when you go against different teams, I feel like you should be molding your offense, to really smash them in the mouth. I didn't see enough of that. I saw too much playing scared, I think. and not.
He ran the
doing the
ball a
correct
couple
thing.
times. He fumbled it the one time, and then the next time he ran it, he slid. C.J. Manuel, E.J. Manuel.
Well, lucky Manuel is what he should
Yeah.
be called, because even that one where he ran for great yards and he fumbled, I don't even know what happened. I looked away and then I noticed we had the ball again because it was a holding on them, but he just lucked out, just like the interception at the end of the game last week. And I know last week everyone was elated and it looked wonderful, but look at. We lucked out. I mean, it's just,
well, that was an interception.
Yeah,
I mean,
but still, even that
based on-
fumble.
but on the last week against
Carolina, sure.
Johnson, he would probably have caught the ball if there wasn't.
Maybe so, but still.
But you know what? It is lucky too, because I looked at it again. I watched it like
pretty
3 or
far
4
away.
times. It was, if he tackles him in the field, there's only 15 seconds. What are the chances of getting up there and snapping the ball
Right.
again?
Hey.
I mean, so it was lucky, but I won't take our wins away from us. They won the game. I got to hand it to Geno Smith. He made some pretty nice long throws today.
Yeah, you know what?
What about the one where Williams was tackling him? I mean, he had him drilling him into the ground as he let it go, and he put it right on the numbers.
Yeah, I actually watched a couple times. We did drill him at the end there. Their line was, and not to be one of these, making the excuses. They were holding us like a son of a bitch. I swear I seen it every other play. But he did stand in there and he made some good throws. He made those 2 picks, but they were saying the same
those
things.
long throw, that last throw, you said, that cornerback gets burned. What's that, number 26?
Yeah, Rodgers is the worst player on our team.
But his finger was like 1 inch from that ball.
That's true. But you know what? That Santonio Holmes, he has some great body control. You saw, I don't know if it was that play.
Yeah.
I think it was that play. Or there was another play, too, where the ball wasn't in the right spot, but he just he was able to twist his body by looking behind him. It was
so
amazing.
those are the types of throws you make. So it gives your receiver, even if he's got to make a circus catch, a chance to catch it. See, Manuel's not making those throws, not even close. I mean, 4th and 7, and he threw it 10 yards out of bounds. I mean, you got to force the ball in. He got sacked on another 4th down, I think, in the first half. It's 4th down. You just zip it in there. You go back 3 steps. If everybody's covered, you throw it, and even when they're covered, and that's what that Nix was saying. Remember during he said, I want to draft a guy that can catch the ball, a wide receiver, even when he's covered. He's not covered. So you throw it to him even when he's covered, and you let your receivers come down.
I guess
with
the
it.
idea is that we still don't have that guy.
No, but on 4th down, it doesn't matter if they intercept it.
Sure.
You got to just force it in there.
Yeah, the end of the game,
and just
whatever.
hope that because it doesn't matter if you throw it out of bounds. They turn the ball over anyway, so it doesn't.
Yeah, that
matter.
is certainly true.
Take your shot.
And it seemed like he was holding onto the ball too long at the end. And in the beginning, he would just, as soon as he got it, he just tossed it, threw it, and it was far and to the outside. So it was too far for the receiver to get it, but also on the outside. And it was too early for him to say he was just throwing it away. It was a bad game, and I'm actually glad he had a bad game.
Rookie.
True. Maybe it's good he had a bad game.
And
though.
he had, he brought him back. They got the 2-point play. Kept him in the game. So maybe there's something to look forward to, and you just hope that the rookie is going to get better. And they always say you're going to have these learning pains with the rookie.
Sure.
So these are the learning pains. I think Peyton Manning, not to say he's not going to be Peyton Manning, only won 1 or 2 games his first year. Terry Bradshaw didn't win too many games his first year.
He was Peyton Manning, 3-13 the first year, threw something like 28 touchdowns and 25 picks, and the next year they were 3-13 or 13-3.
Yeah.
So, I don't want to wait till next year to be 13-3, and you know what? It won't really feel like it when I'm 3-13 this year if that's the case. But we got to find a way. Last week. Besides that big run, Spiller didn't do anything either. In the first game, Spiller didn't do anything.
He had 100 yards last week and give it to him. You can't take away the big runs. That's the whole
True,
idea.
I know. I understand
you keep
that, I guess.
handing the ball. You figure eventually he's going to break one. Too bad Freddie couldn't break the one he had today.
Yeah, well, he just doesn't have the speed at the end. But he, I just didn't like. I didn't like the game plan. I mean, I'm sure I'm not the only one. But other than that, that Alonso, he impresses me. I think he's our best rookie so far.
Oh yeah, keep going.
We can go on and on, but the quarterback is always going to be a lot more we need out of the quarterback. But when you look at the quarterback of the defense, he's everywhere.
Interception today.
He was a couple where he was out of position, but as a whole, he was probably our best player on defense.
He seems to always be around the ball. I like him. He's probably going to make the all-rookie team as far as I'm concerned. I mean, he's definitely probably one of our best players on the team.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Well, next week it's going to be Baltimore back at home, so we have 3 home games right here in the early part of the season,
Wow,
3 out of
yeah.
4. And, the only thing that stinks is we just got beat by the Jets. We got beat by New England. New England is 3-0. Miami, did they win?
Yes, 3-0.
So Miami is 3-0. They beat a really good team in Atlanta.
The Dolphins. I hate the Dolphins. I hate the Dolphins.
Well, I really don't like the Jets either. I probably hate them as well. But the Jets beat us, and they have our number, and we just didn't get them. And I didn't see the punching in the mouth that I was promised by the big coach earlier in the year. But what do you want to do? First half away game, tough environment. We lost. It sucks. And they didn't look very good. We should have got beaten 50-0 as far as I'm concerned.
Well, I tell you, you'll see all the bandwagon jumpers jumping off this week. Baltimore had a big game against Houston, one of the Super Bowl favorites early in the year in the AFC. Baltimore says, look, we're going to defend our Super Bowl championship. We're not to be denied. They really, gave it to Houston today. So I bet you this week everyone on the radio and all those people will be saying that the Baltimore is going to kill us. So
sure.
Sometimes when that happens, we come up and have the big
Well, another
games.
thing too, and we'll kind of try to wrap this up, but people said, oh, they shouldn't have paid that Joe Flacco all that money, and just like they said, they shouldn't have drafted him in the first round.
Yeah, well.
But here he is. They have no one really to throw to except like 1 or 2 guys. One guy for sure, one guy who's always had the drops, and the other guy was never a number 1 receiver. Their best guy left. Their tight end got injured, and there he is. They beat a great team 30-9. So I'm thinking that they can come in here and really kick our ass, and that's going to be the end of it.
Well, that's every time you think we're going to get killed is when we come up and have a big
Sure.
game. So
Of course, one good drive, and
yeah.
we'd be sitting here saying, wow, amazing. Oh, my God. Look at him. Look at that throw at the end. He stinks for 3 quarters.
The
Look at him.
defense would just held them. I mean, we could have been.
Well, they did hold him, though.
No, it was 20-20, and they let that long pass go.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Well, let's see if we can do better next week at home. Go Bills.
Maybe next week I'll have a Bills jersey on.